I'm finally up 40% on my Meta stock position in my $4 million stock portfolio after being in the red for almost all of 2022. The tech season earnings is finally here, and with the sector flying high, I'm curious if it's time to take profit from my Meta stock and move on to a different investment, or whether I should keep compounding on Meta. In today's video, I'll be analyzing the Meta stock from a fundamental, sentimental, and technical points of view to create a strategy that matches my risk tolerance and current financial situation. This analysis process is a part of my award-winning 5-step process called the Invest Diva Diamond Analysis, also known as the IDDA, that has helped thousands of parents take control of their financial future and make their money work for them. So if you've been curious about the Meta stock, if you've been holding on to Meta stock, or if you're just getting started with investing, today's episode of Invest Diva is the perfect match for you. With that, let's cue in the intro and let's go. Invest Divas and Divos. My name is Kiana Danial. I'm the founder of investdiva.com and Wealth Diva, where I teach you how to take control of your financial future and make your money work for you. My goal with this channel is to help you to go from wherever you are right now to $1 million portfolio and more. That being said, I'm not your financial advisor. All I'm sharing today is my opinion on my Meta stock holdings in my investment portfolio. You should not invest in the stock market if you don't know your unique risk tolerance, and if you don't know your most current risk tolerance, because hint, they do change periodically, grab my free risk management toolkit so that you can create the best investment strategies that suit you. I'll send you your free risk management toolkit to your email after you attend my free masterclass at investdiva.com/masterclass. I'll also share the link in the description area. With that, let's get on to my portfolio. As you can see, the Meta stock is one of my top holdings in my $4 million investment portfolio. And I am up around 40%, even though at the time of recording, the Meta stock has been going down for 3 days. But why do I even hold Meta in my portfolio? One of the most important reasons why I do that is because I'm personally, as a business owner and a customer of Meta, I spend around $2,000 to $5,000 per day on Facebook and Instagram advertisements. And I've been doing that for over 3 years. If you're a part of the Invest Diva movement, you know that I always suggest if you're deciding to invest in an asset long-term, the best place to start is with assets that you're already a consumer of, because that way you know exactly what to expect. And so last year, as a consumer, I knew that Meta wasn't doing very well. My return investment in Meta as a consumer was not very good. But also, I knew that Meta had plans to expand their services. Meta operates some mega platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and now Threads. And as an advertiser on Meta, I've noticed in the past few months, my return investment has been better, indicating that Meta is doing a great job at keeping their customers happy. Last year, on the other hand, Meta was in hot waters for misusing customers' data. So you need to understand that there are two sides to the Meta business: people who are scrolling on Facebook and Instagram and people who pay. Personally, I am both. And while I don't like how Meta can sometimes be shady with our personal data, my business has also been benefiting from Meta's algorithm. In my video last week, Meta has been in artificial intelligence for years. And in fact, one of their top employees is dubbed as the founder or the godfather of AI. So this is the second reason why I have been investing in Meta. Meta is sharing their earnings on July 26th. It's probably already out by the time you watch this video. But the earnings alone don't impact the long-term projections. Speculations and earnings are very useful for day traders, but not for value investors. Moving on to market sentiment analysis, on Seeking Alpha, as you can see, majority of investors are either buy or strong buy on Meta stock, while some others are simply holding. Stockcar.io has marked Meta with strong growth potential and overperforming peers' return, but they're kind of skeptical about their finances. Morningstar, on the other hand, has given Meta stock only 3 stars, mainly because they're uncertain about their user retention for threats. The combination of the fundamentals and market sentiment so far tells me that we could see a temporary pullback on the Meta stock, but long-term, personally, I'm getting bullish vibes. So the final remaining question is, should you buy Meta stock right now if the company aligns with your values, that is, or should you wait for a pullback? And if so, how low can Meta stock go? Let's take a look at the charts. Starting on the monthly chart, you can see that the Meta stock has generally been a growth stock, but in 2021, it has a major nosedive to the lows of 2016. Personally, last year, I picked up some Meta stock at 155, 130, and 100 following my Invest Diva diamond analysis strategy. And of course, now I've been reaping the rewards. In the past 9 months, Meta stock has been going nothing but up, and it has even crossed above the Ichimoku cloud. That being said, the future cloud is now bearish. And this is our first bearish reversal indicator. Moving on to the weekly chart, we notice that the Meta stock has already started the process of topping out. And following the Ichimoku strategy, we typically expect a pullback towards the top of the future Ichimoku cloud, incorporating the Fibonacci retracement levels to see what levels are the key psychological levels to watch out for. And we notice that the 23% Fibonacci retracement levels falls exactly on a previous support level from back in 2020 and 2021, while the 50% Fibonacci retracement level falls on a previous resistance level from back in 2018 and 2019. These show me that the Fibonacci retracement level that I drew has potential and allows me to finalize my investment strategy. When finalizing my investment strategy, I factor in multiple factors. One is capital gain taxes. I typically don't tend to sell my stocks within a year of purchase because that will put me into a higher tax bracket. And because I have set up my investment portfolio on FIFO, first in, first out, meaning that my broker will sell the stocks that are purchased first, I will have to go into my investment portfolio and see how many of my Meta stocks were purchased before a year from today. And if those stocks are already in the green and I'm ready to take profit from them, I could go ahead and consider taking profit right now. Otherwise, if my stocks were purchased within the past year, I will not consider selling. And what I might do instead is considering buying more Meta stocks, basically adding more Meta stocks to my portfolio as the market pulls back. So that would mean I would consider setting buy limit orders for the Meta stock at 263, 229, and 198. Now, if I didn't have any Meta stocks today and I really wanted the Meta stock on my portfolio, I might even consider purchasing at the current market price. My trick when it comes to deciding whether or not to add a stock to my portfolio at a certain price is asking these two key psychological questions. And you should always ask these two questions before making your final investment decision. Are you ready for the question? Here we go. Question number 1. If I buy the Meta stock at this psychological level that I have identified, and if its price drops by 50% the next day, will I be furious? Question number 2. If I don't purchase Meta stock at this key psychological level and Meta stock skyrockets by 100% the next day, will I be furious? Now, of course, both scenarios will suck, but which one will suck more? And the answer to this depends on your risk tolerance and your psychology. That's why investing is a personal game. So go ahead and ask yourself these two questions and let me know in the comments. Will you be buying Meta stocks at the key psychological levels I identified? Why or why not? Now, Meta stock was only one out of my almost 200 assets in my combined investment portfolios. I share my most recent investment strategies with our premium investing group members, as well as our Invest Diva Platinums. You can join the premium investing group by going to investdivapig.com and joining the Invest Diva movement. Thank you so much for joining today. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button so that you can get my timely investment strategies every single week. key. And if you enjoyed this video, share it with somebody you love so they don't make investment decisions out of FOMO. Keep making your money have babies, my fellow Invest Divas and Divos. I'll see you in the next video.